initially it was all about film and video because that was my background. So we were in production, and we come up with really creative ideas, write really creative scripts. And after about 3, 4, 5 years, we had a really good reputation as a really creative shop. We had a great reel, demo reel. And a lot of times I would take less profit on a project because I wanted to make a really great film that would ultimately sell more films. But after about 4 or 5 years, I realized, okay, so the only way for us to really grow, because we're a creative shop and people in Chicago are willing to hire us, but why would a company out of New York or California ever hire us? Because they've got creative shops there. We're just another creative shop. So that means we're competing against thousands of other creative shops. What would differentiate us besides just being, quote-unquote, more creative, and how do you prove that? Well, if we had domain expertise, so if we were also experts in a business sector, if we really knew a business and their business problems, and we're very creative, then suddenly our competitive landscape would shrink from thousands of firms to maybe hundreds, maybe dozens of firms, or less. So I thought, okay, well, I'm not a businessman. I'm just, this sort of entrepreneur that started a company, but I didn't go to business school. I took one accounting class in grad school just so I could balance the books, but I wasn't a business guy. What am I going to do here? So I had one of my best friends was in software, and I thought, okay, well, technology, software in the early 90s, that's a really hot sector. Why don't we go after that? So I hired him, made him a partner, and said, I'm going to teach you everything I know about marketing and creativity, and you're going to teach me everything you know about software and business, and then I'm going to wind you up, turn you back around, and send you back out into the world that you know, but now you're going to talk about marketing. And that's what we did. I brought him in, I hired him, I basically gave him a crash course in marketing, got him all excited, juiced up, dressed him in some really hip clothes, and sent him back out into the software world, the technology world, and bam, 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 suddenly big software firms started becoming clients. Anderson Consulting, which became Accenture, became a client within about 6 months. And I thought, wow, this is magic. This is amazing. We've got the creative and we've got the domain expertise. Marry them together. So what's the next sector? Let's not stop here. What's next? And so I looked at all the various business sectors, and I thought, you know what, the pharmaceutical industry, there's a lot of money there. Let's go after that. I don't know anything about healthcare or medicine or biology, but I know there's a lot of money in the pharmaceutical industry. So same drill. We went out, we interviewed a bunch of people, we found a pharmacist, a woman from the pharmaceutical industry, brought her in, taught her marketing, wound her up, sent her back out, boom, Lilly, boom, Merck, boom, Glaxo. She basically took our marketing knowledge and her industry knowledge and went back out and sold the company.
So what made that work? Why did that combination, or what about that training made that work?
So there are, think of it as a Venn diagram. There are a lot of creative firms, there are a lot of creative advertising agencies that know a lot about marketing, and there are consulting firms that know a lot about industry, but don't know anything about creativity. Those are two separate worlds. The intersection of them, if you think of it as a Venn diagram, the intersection, that space where people know the industry and its problems and can talk the language and also know creativity and marketing and how to communicate, that world is actually very small. And so if you're in the pharmaceutical industry and you're a brand manager and you need help to come up with a marketing solution, you could go to an ad agency or marketing firm and they might have these wild, crazy ideas that you think are kind of creative, but they'll never fly in our industry, or we'll never get them, regulatory will never approve them. Wild and crazy ideas, but I can't use it. Sorry, you wasted my time. Or they can go to Booz Allen and McKinsey and they understand the business problems, but they don't know how to communicate.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if we've got this sweet spot, so I would send Margie, who's our head of pharmaceutical marketing, I would send her into Lilly and she would sit down with them, and within about 10 minutes they would go, oh wow, you know our business? Oh, thank you.
Right. Oh,
she's talking the language, she carried a bag, she's sold, she knows marketing, she knows what it takes to get stuff through the system, she gets it, and oh, by the way, she also understands communication, how to market. Suddenly we've made their job that much easier.
Yeah, thanks for accepting.
Yeah. And if you've got any other questions that come up afterwards, as you're reviewing it, or